Hey there guys, it's Dr. George, and today is the last day of the ASHM conference, and I wanted to do a brief video report on one of the smaller events that happened that perhaps has not been so widely publicised, and that is the release of a position statement by ASHM on HIV disclosure and the law. So currently, the onus of protection when it comes to HIV has always laid on the person living with HIV, that they are the person that has to disclose. They are the person who has to make all of the effort to prevent transmission of HIV. And currently, most of the jurisdictions, the acceptable act to prevent the transmission of HIV in a sexual act has been the use of condoms. Now, if we look at the data, we know that condoms are not 100% effective in reducing the transmission of HIV. Certainly, it's worked. It's worked for 30 years. It's made a big difference. Times have changed. We now know that people with an undetectable viral load have not been able to demonstrate a single transmission of HIV. We know that PrEP is highly effective. But unfortunately, the law has not caught up with this new data. And it's always going to be an interesting connection between you've got research, then you've got medicine, and then you've got legal. And I think it's important that we are very proactive in helping bring all elements together. The research goes to the doctors, and that's why events like this ASHM are so important, but we also need to bring in the greater community to gain a better understanding. So I think that by the release of a position statement, it's a fantastic step towards for many things. The first is that people will no longer be using the pure demonstration of use of condom as the only possible way to demonstrate that you're wishing to protect fellow man. Also, it takes the onus off people living with HIV and puts it onto where it should be, that we all have a responsibility to look after our own sexual health. And this is where PrEP is good, that if we know that a person is on PrEP, we can feel very confident that whether a condom is used or not, that the likelihood of HIV transmission is pretty much zero. Also, and probably one of the most difficult things for some members of the community to be able to accept on a visceral level, is the fact that somebody with a non-detectable viral load is not able to transmit the virus. And my own personal experience working with community sector in Australia, in America, in Europe, is that people go, yes, I understand the data. I understand that there have been all of these studies and no transmissions have happened. However, what if it happened to me? What if there's that one case? And this is where the fear lies, and it's that fear that drives the legal response. So by the large bodies working within HIV to create such a proud and I want to say bold, but it's not bold, it's fact. To create this statement, I think, is so important, that we create an understanding of this is the biomechanics of HIV and the legal system needs to catch up. So I will place a link for this statement, and also a slightly easier to read, a less biomechanical read over from the conversation.com as well. So please have a read and please share so we can slowly start to penetrate outside of the sector that we live in, so the greater public can gain an understanding that, one, they have control of their HIV status, and two, that the onus of protection against HIV should not purely be on those living with it. So there you go. I think this is a really fantastic step forward, and I congratulate all of the parties who worked on its creation to the work that they are doing to reduce discrimination within the HIV sector. Thank you. Have a good day, guys. See ya.